As most of you probably know by now, we're looking for the perfect Class B RV. Oh yeah, well, we're looking for an RV that checks off most of the boxes of items we want in a Class B RV. Everyone has different needs and wants, and we're no different. We have looked at many Class B models. So many Class B models. And they all have qualities we like, and things we are less excited about. In all of this searching, we started seeing a pattern in layouts by different RV manufacturers. The Class B van is not that large, and you can only fit so much into that small space. If you want a lounge, and a bed, and a bathroom, and a kitchen, and storage, and so on, something's got to give. So this video isn't about one model or manufacturer that is better than another, or who gives the most options for your RV. We already have an opinion on the RV we want to get, but what we want may not fulfill your needs or check off your boxes. This video is more about what layout options are available in different Class B RVs and what you get and sacrifice when you finally choose a layout you like. So let's begin. The first Class B we really liked was by Pleasureway. They have a lot going for them. Their quality is superior to most other RV manufacturers out there. Yeah, they tend to cost more, but you get what you pay for, right? The layout we liked was the Lexor TL. It had a rear lounge that felt wide open, with big windows all around. But it didn't really have anything else in regards to the layout. There was no front lounge or way for us to have work areas in different parts of the RV. So that was a sacrifice if you wanted that open feel. But when we looked at the Lexor FL model, we thought this could work. It had a front lounge, hence the designation FL. We liked that idea, but when I went to my first RV show, that front lounge was not really a lounge. It was more of a table that popped out and you sat in the van's driver and passenger seats. Not only that, you lost one of the jump seats in the rear because a cabinet covered most of it. The jump seat was needed to make the bed long enough to sleep in, but otherwise seemed a big waste of space. So that layout really wasn't all that, at least for us. Pleasureway has come out with the Ontour 2.0, but its layout is much like the TL, only built on a transit body, so no real differences there. Remember, this is just what we thought about layouts. You may love one layout over another, and that's great. It fits your needs, and more power to you. No judgment on one layout being the best of all. It all depends on your needs. We kept looking and found the Winnebago Travato KL and GL. The KL layout has twin beds and an open feel, but the front was again like the Lexor FL, a pull-out table, sitting, and car seats. The GL layout differs in that it has a real front lounge area, which was great. Not only that, it has a kind of garage storage area in the back, and the bed flips up out of the way. That's pretty cool. The thing is, we think the back bed is a little small for two people, and the front lounge is one of those puzzle bed designs, which would be a pain to set up every night and rearrange again in the morning. All that said, as I was making this video, Winnebago updated their lineup, and if I'm looking at it right, they might have gotten rid of the bed making capability in that GL front lounge, which means a tight fit for two people in the back, so really not good for us at all. You see, for every solution, there are sacrifices that need to be considered. So no one design is going to fit everyone's needs, which is probably why there are so many different designs in the first place. In general, we found there to be three basic layouts. The rear lounge with a sofa bed, like the Pleasureway Lexor models. The rear bath, usually with twin beds like the Winnebago Travato KL. And the garage with either a permanent or a fold-out rear bed like the Winnebago Travato GL. None of these are good or bad designs, just different solutions to the size issue of a Class B van. One person will want 2 beds, while somebody else must have a front lounge. It's what you feel is important that matters. In the beginning of this video, I talked about the open feel of the Pleasureway, and we really thought that was what we wanted. The Winnebago GL doesn't have that openness in the back, but the KL has an open feel in the middle where the twin beds are. Now you may remember from a previous video series, we rented a Travato KL. We loved the general layout, but you know what we found out? We weren't that excited by that open feel. Go figure. We were staying at an RV park, and although it was very nice and we had great neighbors, they were kind of close to us, and we just felt awkward that people could see in the van. We're kind of private people that way. Windows all over the van was kind of disconcerting. Not only that, it was a pain to deal with. We had to cover all the windows when we were in the van. For us, if we want to see the outside, we do this strange thing called leaving the van and going for a walk. Weird, I know, but so it goes. When we're in the van, we want our privacy, so big windows all around is actually not something we want. If we have to cover windows up anyway, what's the point? And before you comment about how odd that is, I've found people with custom vans that have very few windows or small windows, and a couple of them that don't have any windows at all. So there. We kept searching for other layouts, and Coachman makes the Beyond series, which we like. Of course, the RB layout is like a Winnebago Travato KL, and the 22C layout, that's really like the Pleasureway Lexer FL, so those layouts aren't really interesting to us. The 22D layout is a little different, as the twin beds are in the rear, kind of like a lounge but with twin sofas, while the bathroom is near the front. It doesn't have a front lounge per se, but it does have a removable table, which may be kind of like a lounge in a way, maybe. So that layout kind of jumped up on our preferred layout list and becomes the 4th layout option, the rear twin bed. So where does that leave us? Oh yes, Embassy. They have the Traveler, which, as you know, if you follow this channel at all, we fell in love with. Go see my other videos to see why. This video isn't about that. It's about layouts, remember? The Traveler has a front lounge that feels open if you have the side door open, but more enclosed if you don't, and that's something we like. You could say the layout is similar to the Travato GL with its front lounge, but it also has a big rear bath, which is like the Travato KL, which for us is a plus. This is the 5th layout that I call the front lounge rear bath. I know, not very imaginative, but there you go. All that said, there was something we would have liked to have had, 2 living/bed areas. But we couldn't see any way to do that in the space available. If we wanted a sofa in the front, but still a big bathroom in the rear, no. Although we liked the Travato GL with its side bathroom and small bed in the back, it also had a puzzle bed in the front, which we didn't want to have to make and pull apart each day. And worse, the new GL may not have a front bed at all. The Travato KL has the 2 beds, but no real front lounge. Sacrifices, sacrifices, sacrifices. But now, Embassy has come out with the Traveler Duo with 2 bed areas, which is exactly what we were looking for. You see, one of us snores loudly, and it isn't my wife. The Duo also has a small garage in the rear and still has a pretty big bathroom, and that checks off all our boxes. So this 6th layout I'm calling the Garage 2 Lounges layout. Yeah, get over it. It's my video. I can call layouts whatever I want. But as with all layouts, there are compromises. The Duo has fewer windows since the design covers up a lot. For us, we love that idea, but I can fully understand those who wouldn't like that at all. The second thing is the lounge in front is smaller than the one in the Traveler, but how else can you get 2 bedrooms in such a small space? Sacrifices, remember? The nice thing is, the front lounge isn't a puzzle bed, it just pulls out. And although you do move some cushions, everything fits easily. The cushions are all shaped pretty much the same, so no figuring out which shape goes where. The rear bed is easy too. The desk area folds out and becomes the platform for the bed. You could even have that bed pulled out all the time if you didn't really need a back desk and office space, so that would be even easier. So there you have it, 6 layouts that all solve the issue of small Class B space. There are always compromises and sacrifices to be made, so again, not one layout is better than another. They are just solutions that you need to look at when deciding what Class B is best for you. If you find any other interesting solutions and layout designs, let me know in the comments below. I'm always interested to see new innovations out there. Be seeing you.